Have you ever looked at someone and just wondered how they seem to defy their age? Well, what if the secret to that kind of vitality wasn't some magic pill, but was actually sitting right there on your dinner plate? Today, we're going to dig into some really groundbreaking research that pretty much maps it all out. I mean, we've all seen it, right? You have two people, same age on paper, but one has all this energy and the other just seems, well, older. So it really makes you wonder, is it just dumb luck with your genes? Or is there some kind of blueprint for aging well that the rest of us can actually follow? Well, to answer that, we are turning to exactly that, a scientific blueprint for healthy aging. And it comes from a massive 30-year-long study from researchers at Harvard University. They basically set out to figure out what exactly separates the people who age successfully from, well, everyone else. And look, this wasn't just some small online survey. This was a landmark study. Its findings were published in the top-tier scientific journal, Nature Medicine. And when something gets published there, it means the conclusions carry some serious scientific weight. It's a big deal. The sheer scale of this thing is just staggering. They tracked the health and the habits of over 105,000 people, and they started following them from middle age just to see what kind of patterns would pop up over time. And they weren't just checking in for a year or two. No, they followed this huge group for 3 decades, 30 years. That much data gives you an incredibly powerful look at how our diet directly impacts how we age. So, what was the end game here? What were they looking for? Well, the researchers were trying to pinpoint the factors that lead to what they call successful aging. They defined that as reaching your 70s and beyond without any major chronic diseases or big health problems. Put simply, they just wanted to know, what in the world were these healthy people eating? Okay, let's get to the good stuff, the part you can actually use. What did this blueprint find? We're going to start with the yes list. These are the building blocks for long-term vitality. So here it is, the 7-step plan they uncovered. Number 1, no surprise here, a diet built on fruits and vegetables. 2, choosing whole grains over the refined stuff. 3, adding in legumes, things like beans, peas, and lentils. 4, incorporating nuts. 5, getting those healthy, unsaturated fats from sources like vegetable and fish oil. 6, consuming low-fat dairy. But listen, the final point, number 7, might be the most important one. Consistency is everything. The studies showed that even if you start these habits in middle age, it has a powerfully positive effect. Now, just as important as what you put on your plate is what you decide to limit. So let's flip over to the no list and see what the research found were the potential age accelerators. The research zeroed in on 5 key things to limit. First up, sugary drinks. Next, red and processed meats, think sausage and bacon. Third on the list are those artificial trans fats, the kind that are often hiding in fast food and a lot of packaged baked goods. And finally, too much salt. A common thread they found among the healthiest group was that they all consistently kept these 5 things to a minimum. So when you kind of zoom out and you look at both of these lists together, a really clear picture starts to emerge. It reveals a core principle, a foundation for building a longer, healthier life. This slide really shows the whole shift in a nutshell. It's all about moving away from a diet that's heavy on processed foods and red meat, and instead really embracing one that's centered on whole, plant-based foods, fruits, vegetables, legumes, you name it. But here's a really crucial detail the researchers pointed out. This is not necessarily about getting rid of animal products completely. They actually noted that the right amount of animal protein, think fish or low-fat dairy, also plays a part in helping your body stay healthy, strong, and active as you get older. So after 3 decades of research, after analyzing over 100,000 people, the scientists pretty much boiled it all down to one powerful conclusion. They said the healthy diet of the future will be a plant-based food list. That is about as clear and direct a takeaway as you can get from one of the most comprehensive studies ever done on this topic. So look, this isn't about some radical overnight diet overhaul. It's really about making small, consistent shifts. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most important question. Looking at this whole blueprint, what is one small change you can make to your plate starting today?